morning, Mindcrack. It is the 18th day of September 2012. We're here on the Mindcrack server, and here's your picture of the day from Sparrow, who is eating some eggs and bacon, and he's apparently from Pennsylvania. That's where I hail from myself, so we're Pennsylvania buddies, I suppose you could say. So thank you for your picture of the day, sir. It's always great to see people from the same area, you know, come together right now. You know, all that Beatles stuff. And, yeah, thank you very much, sir. And on the channel update, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Let's Play is coming out today, as well as Mine Z with Silver and myself. I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing more Mine Z with Silver, because I think that these episodes with Silver are absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed recording them, and I will say this, it's kind of like a minor spoiler, that the start of this next series of videos here is we actually survived more than one video, so it's the start of something great, my friends. So look forward to Mine Z. Also in channel update news, if you haven't been keeping up, I'm considering doing a series with Milby under the name of Orange Wool, referring to the fact that I am orange and he is wool. I wonder if I changed my texture pack. I don't think I did. Zisto, we need to see if we're on the wrong texture pack. Zisto, what you got there? Is that going sword or a microphone? Microphone. Oh boy. Anyway, no words on this series with Milby quite yet. We've been talking about it during my Wind Waker live streams. Gosh darn it! Ah! This sign, man. This sign. I'll never get it to stay correct. MC Gamer. Anyways, let's just move on to the bits and bobs for today. Today, we're going to be tackling a subject that somebody wrote about. They were talking more about cracked Mindcrack, but or Minecraft, as it were. But in general, they wanted me to talk about piracy and what my thoughts on that are. Let's see if this actually works. I'm on the edge. So if I hit this button. Oh yeah, track selector of victory. Give me that. Well, let's uh-oh, this one might stop me. Nope, I got it. So let's actually try going the reverse way this time. I don't pirate, and although I will say that I used to. It used to be something that I would do often if I was like, oh well, I don't want to pay for this. But now that I'm a person who has even a little money, I feel it's not fair as a person who has the money to buy something to not buy it, and if I don't have the money at the time, I don't get it. That's my basic thoughts on it. Hold on, air conditioner, you gotta shut up. It's a recording, bro. Buy it. Good boy. All right. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I used to, you know, be Babby MC who did not have money, so it was like, oh, well, the internet provides me everything. But just because the internet can't provide you something doesn't mean it's a good thing to do. First of all, it's kind of illegal. That's the first big thing about it. I mean, the only situations I can ever see it is if, you know, a company doesn't provide a free trial of their software. I mean, you kind of feel like you have to go to those more shady websites and such to even try out their software. And so I wouldn't say that's necessarily a reason to pirate or anything, but I would say that'd be one of the reasons which I would think would be, you know, it would be done. Of course, if you don't like the software, you would uninstall it. But if you do like the software, you would probably, you know, you'd probably buy it. That's what I would say to go do. Some people say, well, DRM now on video games, it doesn't allow us to it doesn't allow us to do all these things, so I'm just going to pirate it instead. And I don't like that one. When people say, oh, well, the DRM makes it so hard to play the game, I'm just going to pirate it. No, you're going to deal with the DRM. I mean, yes, it sucks. If you don't know what DRM, it's basically anti-piracy measures. But I think that you know, there's very few DRMs out there that I would think are so bad that you actually can't play the video game after a little bit of effort. And I personally, if I was a creator, I'd want to have some sort of protection. Maybe not as insane as some companies are doing, but I think that if a company is like, you know, requiring you to sign into one of their services, or maybe even always online, I don't think that's a big deal, and I don't think that going instantly to a torrent site is the solution for that problem. I think that's kind of, that's like, I don't know, can I come up with a good metaphor? Somebody putting a lock on a door after hours, and you break into the store instead of going to the other store, which is always open. You know, if something's locked, you don't go in it. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. I don't know, that's not a good example, but you know, you understand. I mean, and like I said, I personally don't even emulate anymore. I used to use emulators and such, but I mean, the only thing I've ever emulated here in the recent history was Mother 3 for the Game Boy Advance, because it needed to run on a Japanese, a patched version of the game with for the English. But even since then, I've taken the patched version and got it on my actual DS, so I'm actually technically not using an emulator. I mean, I again understand there's some uses for emulators, especially for inside the speedrunning community, which I'm very involved in. You can actually, it's very useful for, you know, finding tricks and finding glitches in the game. So I don't think that emulators are bad per se, but I think that the primary use of emulators that people tend to think of, that doesn't need to happen. I have a full console array next to me, and I saved up kindly for it. So there are people out there who just, you know, download it. I don't think that's as I don't think that's as worthy. I mean, you save up for your games. Be an adult. That's what I think it is. So, same thing goes for software. Save up for your software. Be an adult, and you know, I mean, if you're a kid, you know, you're more likely to do it. But you know, when you grow up, stop doing it, like I did. And if the software doesn't provide a trial, go ahead and, you know, give it a download, see if you like it, and if you don't like it, uninstall it. But if you do like it, freaking buy it. I think the trial is the only other acceptable use. This has been a long rail ride. I'm not going to ride it back to test it. Zisto. Darn it, guy. So this is my island. Get your own. This is my island. I haven't been on my island in so long. And it's raining. I can't even hear anything out here. Put these away. One thing I wanted to start doing is digging down a bit here. Thank you again, Michael, for the beautiful gifts of lapis. Let's actually, the one thing I wanted to start doing here is digging out a big hole for a project I had an idea for. So, excuse me as I start digging and finishing talking here. And this is kind of related to piracy, is Game of Thrones. Oh. Bane of arthropods! Okay, you do that. The series, if you don't know, Game of Thrones, the television series, that is made by HBO, and they are a subscription-based service for television. Now, personally, I don't have HBO on my cable package. I don't. I don't have any intention to get it either. However, I do want to watch Game of Thrones, so I go to their website. I'm like, okay, where can I purchase Game of Thrones since you guys own this series? And they're like, okay, well, you got to make a subscription to HBO Go. I'm like, don't know what HBO Go is, but sure, it means I can watch the series that I've been hearing so much about. Sure, I'll do that. And so I give it a click. I'm like, click, and it's basically like, well, thanks, but you're going to need to subscribe through your television provider for regular HBO, and it's not available on your Armstrong cable package. That's why my current internet provider and cable provider. And so I'm just there. I'm like, okay, so I can't get HBO Go, so I can't watch the show that I want to watch online, and you're not providing any other way of doing it. I can't watch the show that I want to watch. So instead, HBO is not getting any money from me, and that's the end of the story. You know, it's kind of like, I really wish they would provide some way to watch the shows without having to, you know, resort to paying for everything on their channel. I think that's a little bit insane. I was even willing to pay for a subscription to it, but yeah. And no, piracy would not be the solution in that case. It's don't watch the series. The end. I guess I'll start with... I actually finished watching that 70s show recently, because some people know I've been watching the entire series of that 70s show, because I've actually only seen... I've seen a lot of episodes of it, but I've never seen the entire series. I like watching TV shows in full, because there's a lot of different plot lines that you don't usually see sometimes inside shows. But I went and I started watching it, and I've now finished that 70s show, and I was like, okay, well, I need a new show to watch. And I couldn't find anything on Netflix, except, and what I'm currently watching is Parks and Recreation. It's very similar to The Office, and that's what first drew me to it, but the thing that I dislike about it so much is it's one of those shows where you watch these characters, and it never seems to get good for them. Like, I don't mind when there's pitfalls for characters. That's okay. I understand that. But it just seems like in some cases, this show is basically all about characters never succeeding at what their mission is. And I don't know, that kind of upsets me, because I like seeing sometimes the characters that I'm watching do good. I like seeing success inside the show, or like plot development. I'm sorry if I'm being very hard at talking right now. There's a lot of lava here, and I'm trying to avoid getting burnt. So yeah, that's something I have to say I don't like about Parks and Recreation so far. It seems like the main characters, and they're funny characters, but they're always so flawed that they never actually succeed at anything. And I'm hoping the show changes. Like, I don't want the entire series and this is a spoiler, they made the first 2 episodes. I don't want the entire series to be them talking about building this park and them never actually getting to build the park. I understand that's kind of like the beginning point, but I don't want the entire series to last that long to actually build this park. I don't want to be there at the final season of the show and they're just now finishing the park. I mean, technically that would be the end that would make sense, but I don't know how long they can just keep on delaying that. I don't know. Maybe I'm complaining. This episode's going on a little bit too long. I don't know my way out. Ugh, and now I'm like having weird burps. Isn't that disgusting? I think it's disgusting. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to be done for now. I got to find my way out of here. So it's time for your random opinion. Okay, when you're waiting for a call, I know it's kind of what I talked about yesterday, but it's a little bit different. Doing anything other than sitting in front of the phone staring at it is the scariest moment ever, because that phone could ring at any time, and if you're not there, dear Lord, your entire day is ruined. Good morning, Mindcrack.